Okay, so what we're going to look at is for loops. So a for loop is really simple. You use for I in range. What you do with that range is you give yourself two numbers, say 0 to 10, and that's the number of times that loop is going to repeat itself. It's really that simple. So what we're going to do for this one is I'm just going to really simply here put down 10 green bottles, and you'll see that what's going to happen is when I run this piece of code, it's going to say 10 green bottles 10 times in the shell. See, dead simple really, there's not that much to it. Now, what we need to do going on from there though is we don't always want it to say that same piece of code over and over. So I'm going to actually put up here a number of bottles. This is my variable bottles, and I'm going to set it to 10. And then I'm going to change the 10 in the range to bottles. And that means that if I decide to change the number of bottles in that variable, it's going to change the number of times the loop happens. Okay, and then from there, I'm also going to change things around a bit. I'm going to remove the actual word 10 from the print statement. And I'm going to actually use the variable value so that however many bottles I set the variable to, that's going to be the number of times the value that it says. And as you can see here, it says, again, it actually says 10, the number 10 green bottles 10 times. And that's because I've not forced it to change the number of bottles each iteration of the loop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the number of bottles and I'm going to reduce it by 1 each time the loop goes around. Now when I run it again, you're going to see here that it'll actually reduce the number of bottles by 1 each time the loop goes around. It's really simple how that works. And then I'm just going to add a print statement at the bottom just to show you that the loop does actually exit once it's completed the loop. So after that block of code is run, it exits the loop, and then it carries on running whatever code comes afterwards. It's simple, no green bottles left, and then when I run it again, you'll see that it exits the loop and we're done. Now, the next thing I kind of want to show you here as well that we can do is if we go up and place a third parameter in range, like a number 2, that means that it'll actually count up by 2 each time. Normally it counts 1, this time it'll count 2. So that when I actually run this code again, instead of just doing it 10 times, it's going to do it 5 times. Because obviously if you go count up in 2s, that's simple. Okay, so that's it. That's how simple an actual for loop is to run, really. You just use an I as a basic placeholder variable, do a range 0 to bottles, whatever it is, then you just keep counting up.